All right, so in this video, I'm gonna be telling you guys how I plan to build my empire on cold calling, the framework that I'm using to master my cold calls and get a lot of meetings and then close more sales or more deals from cold calling outreach, because I have closed one client so far. And so I'm gonna be giving you guys basically the framework that you can use right now to level up your cold calling game on 1000, my guy. And I'm gonna build my empire, like I said, just like Grant Cardone did. I don't know too much about the messaging outreach, but I know that cold calling is the place for me. So before we get into anything, I just want to let you guys know off rip that one of the things that you have to keep in mind is you have to be able to pivot and just take what the client gives you on the phone. Okay, because going back to my first outreach video that I ever made, one of the comments said, when I was like, don't start SMMA before watching this video, I was telling you how if you're an introvert or you're not a very social person, then this might not be the career path that you would want to choose at your job, because you have to be a sales guy, really. You have to be a sales guy, you have to be a salesperson, saleswoman in order to really make this work. And one of those things that can help you do that is a way to being a person of words, okay? To kind of guide and structure the conversation and go in the direction you need it to go in. And if you one of those people, because they said if you're shy or if you're an introvert, just have a script. It's nothing wrong with a script. You should have a script by all means, but the script is literally just the outline. I use the script as the outline, and a lot of times that's just what I have to say, and then I'll just flip it and kind of blend it into the conversation that I'm talking with them on to make it very personable, very natural, to elicit that emotional effect, guys. So that's how you got to start seeing your scripts, as literally just an outline, and then you kind of got to tailor it to each person. Okay, so don't be thinking that your script will save you, and that's one thing I had to realize. But it is a certain framework and it is a certain outline that you can use for the best results, and we're gonna be getting into that right now. So let's do it. So point number one is don't push straight for the meeting before they even speak. That is a cold call killer. I see a lot of people doing this on their cold call, and the crazy thing is they actually have clients. They actually have a 5-figure a month agency, and they still have a script where they push for the meeting as soon as they get on the phone. You don't want to have one of these scripts is, hey, I just want a minute of your time. This is what I do. Would you like to have a quick call? Before they even have said anything. This builds no rapport at all, and it just kind of just gives them no time to decide, no time to fill you out. You're just literally calling them, and it's very transactional. So take that out. If anybody has a script where you just say your whole spiel and it's straight to the meeting, plain and simple, don't do that, okay? You want to have a little bit of back and forth, asking them a question, saying a little bit more, they talk a little bit more, and open-ended questions and stuff and responses, not just a yes or no. Now, my next point for this is, I know it's very easy to get nervous when you're doing cold calls. It makes you very anxious to hear the phone ring. So this is a pro tip that I just figured out for me, is that when you get more comfortable doing a cold call, you can put the ring on speaker, but it's so much anticipation and there's so much anxiety in hearing that, like hearing that loud ring. It's like, it's too much anticipation and build up. So what you need to do is take it off a speaker, put the phone on the regular, like on the ear volume, and then kind of hold it away so you can listen to it. And then when you hear them pick up, or you see the number count for the call being picked up, then you can put it up to your ear and start talking. So that's just kind of something I figured out to help me, is that ringer is so loud, bro, and it makes you even more nervous than it should be. So like I said, just turn that off and try that a little bit and see if that helps your anxiety, and you kind of get into the rhythm when you do cold calling. For my next point, I want to tell you guys is, when you first pick up the phone and they answer, don't come off too hyper and give them too much energy as if you're a customer, because then when you do say what you have to say, they're going to be disappointed when you weren't looking to buy something from them. So if you come on the phone and say, hey John, you guys sell surfboards, right? And then they pick up, yeah, what are you looking for? And then you're like, well, actually I was looking to help you market these surfboards because you know you have some really nice ones. And then like, oh, thought he was gonna buy something. And then already off rip, they're turned off by your pitch or by your proposition because of the way that you came on the phone. So rather than, you kind of gotta, you gotta have your energy levels right. So when you come on the phone and they say, hey, so-and-so, what I usually like to say is, hey, you guys deal with the surfboards, right? Or hey, you guys sell surfboards, right? And just kind of leave it, it's kind of a mid-ground energy level. It could go either way. You could tell them that you want to help them get more surfboard customers, or you could be looking to buy one from them, or just have a general question and inquiry. So that's one of those things that's messing up a lot of these cold calls, is you guys are coming off as the wrong energy when you first start, okay? Don't bring them up all the way just to let them down, okay? It's kind of like little subtle communication, self-communication, things like that, that makes or breaks your cold calls from the beginning. You kind of gotta have everything positioned right, okay? And the next point is structure your offer better, okay? You guys want to structure your offer better. Don't ask for their permission, all right? They need you. You're the one that's gonna be able to bring them more customers, gonna free up their time so you can focus on the marketing side while they focus on the business side. So you need to position your offer in that way as, hey, I found some things that I've seen that could help you guys get a lot more customers if you be interested, because I know that's what you're looking for, and not because you do marketing and you do Facebook ads or you do Google ads. What does that even mean to them? What does that matter? Anybody could do Google ads or Facebook ads, but what is gonna come from that, right? That's why you sell the results, and you position your offer in a way that they realize that they're only gonna gain things from using you. They're only gonna benefit from using you. It's not just that, oh, you do this, so let's talk, let's discuss business. It's not like that. And another thing is, try as hard as you can not to say your pricing on the phone, because you already know, guys, we're high ticket in the SMMA game. Now we're gonna produce really good results for our clients, but before you position your offer, before you show them what you're capable of, what your media buyer has done for people in the past in similar positions, and before you be able to show them those outstanding results on the meetings and on the sales calls, you have to actually get them on the meeting first. And telling them this high ticket pricing off rip is not gonna serve you any more justice to help you get them on the meeting. If they ask you for the pricing, I think they just want to fish around or just kind of gauge what you're at, but they're not really interested, in my experience. But what you do say, what I usually say is, well, there's no set pricing. There's no one size fits all. It kind of depends on what your goals are, how many leads or jobs that you want us to try and produce for you each month. And that's kind of what we base our pricing and our structure around. So we would have to discuss things on the phone and kind of tell you what we can do and where you want to go. And then that's kind of where we get our pricing from. Okay, so that's what I usually say. For the people that's legitimate and they really want to actually grow their business, a lot of times they won't question it after that. They'll just work with you and they'll hear you out for the meeting. But then I find some people that really just they aren't serious, and they'll keep asking. They'll be like, all right, so what is a baseline? What are we working with? If I want to do 15 leads per month and I got a budget 1,000, then what price would you say? And then that's when I kind of tell them, so our baseline is about $2,000 per month minimum. And then I kind of do like a mini pitch, $2,000 per month minimum, and then based on how many jobs we can give you, you'll be able to get 5x what you're paying us per month. So it will really seem minute in comparison to what we're bringing back in. But if it really gets to that point, it's kind of like, I don't know, what's the point of the meeting at that point, right? Because you're already kind of going into the pitch. But if you could still secure a meeting from that position, then it's just about you going more thoroughly in and having that emotional buy-in. But that's kind of how I deal with the pricing side of things. Now, for my next point that you're gonna need for cold calling is, if somebody gets rough with you, laugh it off and fire back a little bit, okay? This is what I like to do, and this will really help you free up those nerves, because you gotta realize, guys, like, they're human, but you're human too. These people, a lot of times, they might not even be mad at you, or, you know, they might just be having a bad day. You might have called on the wrong day. It might be Monday, and they hate you know, what they're doing today, and they're not really feeling it. The energy's not there. But when they get rough with me, I get rough right back with them, guys. And a lot of people will try to over talk you on the phone, and I'll just keep talking, and I'll be like, look, this ain't what I called you for. I'm trying to help you out with your business. So if you're serious and you want to grow your business, then you'll hear me out. If you're not serious, then just say that and I'll go on about my way, or different things like that. And I'll just make sure that I check them as well and put them, you know, kind of tell them like, look, this is me, this is what I do, and I'm not here to scam you. I'm not here to try to get over on you. Like, this is something that I'm trying to do to help out you as well. So you got to understand what I'm doing here. And they don't understand that. They get these calls, and honestly, they'll respect you for that. I had a guy that that actually he was a no-show for this meeting, but it's crazy because the meeting started off as an argument. So I was testing out a new proposition, right? I was testing out a new offer as a $500 paid trial. And then, well, I was testing a new offer as it's free, but you have to pay the $500 setup fee and you have to provide the ad budget. So the $500 setup fee was obviously so I could pay my media buyer team, and then they have the ad budget. But he saw it as that I was trying to get over on him because I said it's free, but it's not really free. And he was like, that's a good sales tactic. I like that. But I don't like how you come at me, how you say it's free and it's not free, this and that. And I'm like, listen, man, I ain't trying to get over on you at all. This ain't no type of scam. This ain't no type of sales tactic. This is what it is, okay? I'm truthful, I'm honest, and I'm straightforward, and I'm transparent, and I'm gonna tell you that. That's why I said it's 500, because it's not, this is where most of the work goes in, is crafting those ads and getting those offers. So this is what it is, okay? And I'm not trying to get over on you at all, but you don't even give me a second to explain what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to offer you before you start firing off on me. And basically, I said it might have been a little more rough than that, and I just kept talking to the phone because he was talking at me. And then eventually he was like, man, you know what? I apologize. You remind me of myself, and I was just trying to hustle as well. So I'm gonna hear you out, okay? I'm gonna listen. And then basically, long story short, I ended up saying, yeah, I apologize as well, man. This is what I do. I'm not trying to get over. I'm not trying to scam nobody. And it turned into a meeting, but unfortunately the meeting was a no-show because the niche that I'm in, these aren't businessmen. They aren't very organized or structured like a white collar suit and tie type people. So a lot of times you can set the meetings and something comes up and they don't go. So the point of the matter is, guys, stand your ground on there. Don't be going out like no weak person, okay? Don't be firing back too much and getting impatient, but you just gotta know when to stand your ground, you know? And that's one thing about cold calling. You gotta be very resilient. But that's something I didn't start off with. Like I got a few under my belt and I felt it out first to know when and when not to. And it'll just help you get more stronger and be more aggressive in taking action and, you know, leading the conversation to be where you want it to be and go where you want it to. And now the next point is put some energy behind your pitch, okay? Some of you guys might be kind of scared to say your pitch, but you got to realize this is for both of you guys' game, but you want to position it for mostly theirs, all right? They're the ones that's going to be benefiting a lot more than you are. And you definitely want to put it like that because especially for businesses, if you price it where you have a set retainer and then no matter how many leads or no matter how much money they bring in, you're only having that set retainer, and so that's all that they would have to pay you for that month, okay? And so you got to position it and put things like that, and don't be low energy. Don't be like, hey, can I get a second of your time? And I was wondering if you like to get, because nobody wants to be pitched like that. That doesn't feel like somebody that's confident in their offer and confident in their results that they can produce for you, does it? Because to me, it doesn't sound like that. So you guys, if you got to, bruh, if you got to turn on some motivational speeches or something, that's what I do to get you hyped before you start cold calling. You got to do some push-ups, get your adrenaline rushing. What I do, bro, honestly, nowadays, I just laugh at the nerves. If I find myself nervous, I find my heart beating fast, I love that feeling because it feel like I'm facing my fear. It feel like it's hot coals and I'm running over them just to get to the other side. And when I get to the other side, it's going to be cooling, it's going to be freeing. And I found that cold calling actually makes you a lot more comfortable and confident in your daily life and talking to people because you have picked up the phone and you put your fears to the side to reach out to people. Because at the end of the day, guys, they're on the phone. The worst they can do is hang up on you. A lot of times I talk until they hang up on me sometimes just to do it, just to get those reps in, just to build that resilience, okay? It's nothing that bad that can necessarily come from you just doing your business, all right? You're just a hungry business owner and you're just trying to grow your business, all right? And nothing wrong with that. We've all been there and we all will go through there if we're serious about it. Now, the next point is take control of the call. Like I just said, you gotta learn to be aggressive on the call. Not like wild, not like turning the call off and making it sour, but you do gotta learn how to be like, okay, look, so this is what I'm gonna do. So you tell me what day or you tell me this. If you're serious, then just, because a lot of people, they'll be undecided. They'll be like, call me back, and then you'll call them again 2 days, and then you call them again and they'll tell you to call them again another 2 days. You be like, look, if you're serious, then let me know that you're serious about your business and then we can set something up to talk. But if you're not, then just tell me that you're not and stop pushing the call back. back 2 days at a time, okay? So let me know up front, because quite frankly, I don't have time to waste just like you, and I'm sure you would like and you value your time. So just be straightforward with me, be transparent, and I tell them that. And if they get butthurt, then I mean, they wasn't serious. But you know, if they understand, then they understand, and they'll just be like, look, yeah, I've been busy, but I have really been considering it. I do want to go to business. And so if they get mad, then that wasn't the kind of client that you wanted anyways, okay? Because you got to realize that, guys, you got to stop being afraid to take control of the call and get in your masculine frame. So my next point would be, you book the time that y'all agreed on. Don't send them the email and expect him to go look at it and then click this and click that and go book the time, okay? You want to make it as easy as possible for them to go through and, you know, meet with you and discuss with you, because you got to remember, this is a cold call. You took them off guard out of the middle of their day, their regular routine, to call them and to book a meeting that they weren't even expecting. So the last thing they're gonna wanna do is to take time, stop what they're doing, go look at this and review it and go pick a time, this and that. Because why would you wait? If they're on the phone right there, then you can discuss a good time for them to call or to hop on a call the next day or a couple of days out. And so this is one mistake I see people doing on a cold call. They'll be like, look, I'll send that over to you. And I did that at first, but I found the best way to get the highest percentage or rate of people actually showing up, because regardless, you're still gonna put calls in, you're gonna get a lot of no-shows, right? But the way to get the highest percentage of people that will show up is you figure out the time on the phone, you ask for their name, you ask for their good email, and then a lot of times I even ask for the number, because I tell them, look, I'm gonna sign you up for these reminder texts as well for your number. It's just gonna shoot you a text and be like, look, it's gonna be an hour until our meeting. Follow up with them before the call. So that's a good thing about telling them that you're gonna just put their number in to get reminders, because you can check whether they're gonna make it or not. Because in a local business niche, especially in the one I'm in, there's a lot of no-shows. So what I like to do is I like to follow up with them maybe an hour out from the meeting, and if they don't pick up and I call a few times, then I know they're probably not gonna show up for the meeting, and I can do something else with my time. I can book more calls, do more outreach, do something else for the business. But if they do show up and they say, yeah, I'm gonna get on, then you know the meeting is more than likely secured. Or if they just don't show, you can follow up with them again in a few days, because they do get busy. So that's why you want to take the number down and take all the information down for yourself, okay? And lastly, if you don't take anything else from this, more than just the script is the emotions that you can elicit, okay? You want them to feel like you can really provide the value for their business to get them more customers, to free up their time, because they're not getting the leads that they would like from these other companies, and they've just been forced to go with them because they haven't had the time to research or do more thorough in-depth things to get better, more high quality leads. So they're forced into a position they don't want to be in. So if you appeal to all those emotional points, don't stick to the script like a robot, but rather use it as an outline and just kind of chit chat with them for a little bit. Your call don't got to be no longer than 3 to 4 minutes, 5 minutes to get out of it what you need to get out of it. Because you know, they'll tell you I'm busy, but you be like, look, while I got you on here, if you're serious about the call and you do want to grow your business, then let's go ahead and pick a time. It don't have to be today, because sometimes I'll have that misunderstanding. You got to let them know, look, it don't have to be today. We can do it a couple of days out. And so you just let me know what would be a good time for you, and we'll go from there. I'll check in with you. I'll call you before and make sure you're still good to go. All right, guys. So I try to be as thorough and provide you guys as much value as I could possibly to help your cold calls be a lot more successful and get a lot more meetings booked. Okay, so do things that will make you confident and that will improve your offer, and actually believe in that. Look into it so you know what you're doing, how you can actually, and you can explain what you're actually doing, because it's good to outsource and have a media buyer so you can focus on growing the business. But nonetheless, you still gotta have a good idea of what you're doing so you can explain to them thoroughly in a way that they'll be like, okay, this is a good idea. This is what I need for my business. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this provided a lot of value. Let me know if there was one of these things that you were doing that was messing up your cold calls, and which one is it? Because I'm curious to know, guys, where are you struggling at with your cold calls, okay? I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.